أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. So we were dealing with the characteristics of a noun. Okay. Now we have finished the first characteristic of a noun, that is definite and indefinite noun. Today we will be dealing with the second characteristic of a noun, that is the gender. In Arabic, both living and non-living things have got gender. Whereas in English, the non-living things don't have a gender, but in Arabic, both living things and non-living things have got gender. Then how to identify a given word is a feminine or a masculine noun? Okay. So let's first see how to identify a feminine noun. So there are three rules in order to identify a feminine noun. First one is a natural gender. Any noun which refers to a female person, any word which refers to a female person is a feminine noun. For example, Maryam, Fatimatu, mothers, sisters. So by seeing the name itself, we can make out the gender of a person. Okay, by seeing the name itself, we can guess the gender. So these comes under these are natural genders, and these are known as muannas-e haqiqi. Okay, muannas-e haqiqi. So these are natural genders. Now coming to second rule, nouns which ends with closed ta. Nouns which ends with closed ta, that is ta al marbutatu. Okay, the closed ta is known as ta al marbutatu. For example, jannatun. Jannatun means a garden. Ummatun means nation. So these jannatun, you can see this word ends with a closed ta, that is ta al marbutatu. Then these words are feminine nouns. Ummatun, you can see the closed ta. So these words are also feminine nouns. So these are feminine nouns. So feminine noun is known as, by seeing the ta marbuta at the end, so these are classified under muannas-e lafzi. Okay, muannas-e lafzi. Note here, the open ta is known as ta al maftuhatu. The closed ta is known as ta al marbutatu. The open ta is known as ta al maftuhatu. And the third way to identify a feminine noun is feminine noun without a rule. So here the nouns labeled as feminine nouns only by hearing. So these nouns do not have any sign at the end. So these nouns should be by hearted. So these nouns are feminine nouns. Example, Adun, Samud, Shamsun, Narun, Nafsun. So these nouns are feminine nouns. These are categorized under muannas-e samai. So these nouns in the Arab culture, just by hearing, they have labeled these nouns as feminine nouns without any rule. There is no ta marbutatu, that is the closed ta at the end of the word, and there is no muannas-e haqiqi. It is not a natural gender. So they have classified these nouns under feminine nouns. So feminine nouns are known as muannas. Feminine noun is known as muannas. The masculine nouns are known as muzakkar. So far we have seen the three rules of a feminine nouns, that is muannas-e samai, means just by hearing they have labeled these nouns to be a feminine nouns without any rule. Like jahannamu. Jahannamu, there is no ta marbuta at the end, or does not comes under a natural gender, but still it is a feminine noun, that is jahannamu. Now khamrun, so it is also a muannas-e samai, that is it is a feminine noun. Narun, harbun, shamsun, sama'un, arzun, all these are feminine nouns. Now the second rule, as I said, that is a muannas-e lafzi, and it is grouped under muannas-e qiyasi also. So these nouns can be identified as feminine nouns by seeing the ta marbuta at the end. As I said, ta marbuta, by seeing the ta marbuta at the end, we can say that a given word is a feminine noun, like jannatun, ummatun we have seen before. Now here, like similarly, you can see the closed ta at the end, that is muslimatun. So this closed ta, by seeing this closed ta, we can make out that it is a feminine noun. But there are some exceptions like khalifatun, alamatun. So these are not feminine nouns, but they have got close ta at the end. Okay, hamzatu. So the hamzatu, that word also has got a close ta at the end. But hamza is a masculine, as we know. There are some exceptions for every rule, but here by seeing the close ta we can make out that a given noun is a feminine noun. And words which ends with alif and hamza, such nouns are also feminine nouns, like sahraun. Sahraun, it is a feminine noun. The exception to this is ma'un. Okay, alif and hamza is there, but still it is not a feminine noun. And those nouns which ends with alif maksura, such nouns are also comes under feminine nouns, like uzma. Uzma is a feminine noun, but here Musa, similarly it ends with a alif maksura, but still it is a masculine noun. So any word which ends with a ta marbuta, alif, hamza or alif ya, such words are also grouped under feminine nouns. So here it is the gist of all the three rules which we have studied in order to identify a feminine noun, like muannas samai, muannas qiyasi and muannas haqiqi. That is samai, just by hearing without any rule the nouns are labeled as feminine nouns, and qiyasi means by seeing the word endings, like words which ends with ta marbuta, alif hamza and alif ya. So such words are grouped under feminine nouns. And muannas haqiqi, that is the natural gender. The name itself reflects the gender of a person, like ummun, khalatun, ukhtun. Just by seeing the name itself we can make out the gender of a person. So therefore the nouns are grouped under two categories based on gender, that is the muzakkar and the muannas. Okay, muzakkar and muannas. So muannas, we know that it is classified into three categories, that is muannas samai, qiyasi and haqiqi. Samai means just by hearing they have labeled these nouns to be feminine nouns without any rule, that is samaun, harbun, shamsun, narun, nafsun, asun, sabilun, aruzun, darun, okay, khamrun, jahannamu. So all these words are grouped under muannas samai. Now muannas qiyasi means just by seeing the word ending, that is ta marbuta at the end, that is a closed ta. 99% of these nouns are by seeing the ta marbuta we can see that the given noun is a feminine noun. And nouns which ends with alif hamza and nouns which ends with alif and ya. And muannas haqiqi, as we know that by name itself reflects that the given word is a feminine noun. And there are some other ways in order to identify a given word is a feminine noun, just by seeing the pairs, like two hands, two eyes. Okay, just by seeing the pairs also we can say that yadun is a two hands. So such nouns are also grouped under feminine nouns. Okay, the name of the country, the name of a place, such nouns are also grouped under feminine nouns. Okay, so besides this, after identifying a noun to be a feminine noun, and other nouns without any these rules are grouped under masculine nouns. So first of all, whenever a word is given to you, in order to identify the gender, first apply these three rules. If it stands within the three rules, then it is a feminine noun. If it is out of these three rules, then it is a masculine noun. Okay, so far we have finished the second characteristic of a noun, that is the first characteristic was definite and indefinite of a noun. Second was the gender of a noun. Inshallah, in the next class we will be dealing with the third characteristic of a noun, that is the numbers. Then the fourth characteristic of a noun, that is the i'rab of the noun. By this we will be finishing the characteristic of a noun, inshallah. Wa akhiru dana an alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.